My name is Artyom. I never thought that a simple walk home at night could turn into something that still keeps me awake. It happened late last year when I was heading back from a friend's place. Around midnight, cold air, empty streets, nothing unusual. I was walking through my neighborhood when I noticed headlights slowly approaching. The car moved at the same pace as me, almost as if it was escorting me. I sped up, and the car sped up too. I was just steps away from my building entrance when the car doors swung open. Two men in masks jumped out. I didn't even have time to scream. They grabbed me, twisted my arms, and someone covered my mouth. It all happened so fast that resisting was pointless. "Is it him?" one of them asked. "It's him. Take him," the other replied. I tried to break free, but they threw me into the back seat and pulled a hood over my head. The car started moving. Only after a few minutes did I realize. They genuinely believed I was the person they were looking for. They brought me somewhere far outside the city. Judging by the sounds, it was a garage or warehouse. They sat me on a chair and ripped off the hood. Three men in black clothing stood in front of me, now without masks. "Let's not play games," one said. "Where's the flash drive?" "What flash drive? You've got the wrong person," I blurted out. He smirked like he didn't believe me at all. We know who you are. We checked. You're Artyom Savitsky." My heart froze. That was my name. "But I'm not the Artyom Savitsky you want," I said. "I've never seen any flash drive." They exchanged looks. One of them pulled out a phone, scrolled through something, then turned the screen toward me. On it was a photo of a guy who looked a lot like me. Same build, similar face, even a jacket almost identical to mine. Only the eyebrows were a bit thicker, the haircut slightly different. I swallowed hard. "That's not me. But I get why you're confused." They whispered among themselves for a while. Then the leader said, "All right, show us your phone." They took my phone and checked my messages, photos, social media. Several minutes passed in silence. Finally, the leader exhaled heavily. "Damn. Looks like it's really not him." Relief washed over me, but only for a second. "So what now?" the second man asked. "If we let him go, he'll go to the police. That's trouble we don't need." I froze. The leader stepped closer to me. "Listen, we get that you're not the guy, but you understand that now? You know too much about us, right?" "I won't tell anyone. I swear," I said, almost choking on my own words. He stared at me for a long moment, and finally said, "In theory, you seem believable." They untied me, but didn't let me go yet. One of them threw my jacket over my head so I couldn't see the road, then shoved me back into the car. We drove for about 20 minutes. I expected to be dumped in the woods, but they stopped near my own apartment building. They pushed me toward the entrance. "Listen carefully," the leader said before leaving. "What happened tonight was a mistake. Sorry about that. But if you tell anyone, we'll come back, and next time there won't be mistakes." The car drove off. I stood there for several minutes before forcing myself to go inside. My hands were shaking so badly, I could barely fit the key into the lock. Inside, I checked every room, locked all the doors, closed the curtains. The next day, I took a day off work and tried convincing myself that I survived it, that it was over. 2 days later, I got a call from an unknown number. I didn't answer. No caller ID. A minute later, a message popped up. "We found the one we were looking for. But if he contacts you, let us know." The number disappeared from the messenger right after sending it. Since then, every night I check the locks, and every sound in the hallway sends me into panic. I don't know if they really found that guy. I don't even know if he's still alive. And worst of all, I don't know why they suddenly assumed he might try to contact me. I don't know him. I've never seen him. But sometimes when I walk past a mirror, a thought chills me. What if he really looks even more like me Then I realized, and what if they come back, not because I'll talk, but because they mistake me again? Or maybe this wasn't the first time they confused us. The story isn't finished yet. That unknown number called 3 more times, and I'm still too scared to answer. I never used to be afraid of staying home alone. I live in an ordinary apartment building, a typical neighborhood where everyone at least recognizes their neighbors' faces. But everything changed after that night. The night when someone knocked on my door, someone I mistakenly thought was a courier. It happened in early January. I was working from home and stayed late at my laptop. It was around 11 when I heard a knock at the door. Not the intercom, the actual door. At first, I thought I imagined it, but the knock came again, more insistent. I looked through the peephole. A man in his 40s stood in the hallway, wearing a black jacket and holding a large paper bag. On his chest hung a bright badge holder, but the badge itself was turned the wrong way. Impossible to read. "Delivery for James," he said softly, almost whispering. His voice was strange, raspy, cold, not quite right. "My name is James, but I hadn't ordered anything." "Who's it from?" He paused for a second as if deciding on the answer. "From the service, you probably forgot. It's already paid for." He leaned slightly forward as if trying to peek through the crack of the door. That tiny movement made me uneasy. I was about to tell him I hadn't ordered anything when a sharp chemical smell hit me, like acetone. He seemed to sense my hesitation. "You can just take the package," he murmured. "I'll leave it and go." And then he turned his head slightly, casually. But I clearly saw that he wasn't wearing any headset, no logos from delivery companies, and the badge was blank, just a white piece of plastic. A chill ran down my spine. "Sorry," I said. "You must have the wrong apartment." He stood there silently for a long moment. Then he stepped closer. So close, his jacket brushed against the peephole, filling my entire view with darkness. "James, open the door. It's important." The way he said my name made me step back. He wasn't asking. He was commanding, but in a quiet way, like he didn't want anyone else to hear. I didn't reply. A few seconds later, he suddenly yanked the handle. Hard. Harder than someone just checking if the door was locked. The door jolted on its hinges. Thank God I had 2 locks engaged. "The door's stuck, huh?" he said with a smile I could hear through the door. "You've got the wrong apartment," I shouted. Then silence. No footsteps. No breathing. Nothing. Like he had vanished. But when I checked the peephole again, the hallway was empty. I didn't sleep at all that night. The first thing I did in the morning was check the footage from the small camera above my door. And that's when it got really strange. On the recording, I saw the man walk up the stairs. He really was holding a bag. He stopped in front of my door and just stood there for almost 3 minutes, completely still, like a mannequin. And then he didn't knock, didn't say a word, just moved his hand along the door as if feeling the surface. Then he turned around and left. But I heard him talking to me. I heard him yank the handle. Yet none of that was on the video. I contacted every delivery service. No one had sent anything to me. I didn't call the police. It sounded too insane to explain. A courier came to my door, but he's not on the video. A week passed. I tried to forget, to tell myself I was exhausted. But this morning, stepping out into the hallway, I saw a paper bag lying on my doormat, exactly like the one he had. Inside, nothing. Just a blank plastic badge. And on the back, scratched in rough handwriting, was my apartment number, with fresh fingerprint smudges, as if someone had held it just hours ago. I'm writing this now, listening carefully to the sounds in the hallway. Someone's walking outside. They stopped right at my door. There's no knocking, but someone is running their hand along the door, just like in the footage. And I'm not sure I should look through the peephole this time.